Do you ever observe people around you and they look like they just have life figured out? Perhaps you look at your colleagues or your friends or your high school buddies and they all act like they have life figured out and they just don't have a care in the world. They don't show any problems, they don't show any struggles. It's like life is just all figured out for them, whilst you're out there kind of struggling, kind of questioning yourself on what are you supposed to do next. And then you start questioning yourself. And then you come to the conclusion that you're actually kind of lost in life. And you kind of feel lonely and depressed because of it, because everybody around you just seems to be okay. They don't feel like they're struggling. They don't feel like they're questioning themselves on a daily basis about all of these existential questions. So what really is the problem here? Is it you or is it society? You feel like everybody around you is happy, whilst you're pretending to be putting on a mask just to be in touch with those people. Whilst deep down in reality, you feel very lost and you just don't feel like you belong here or anywhere exactly, because you feel isolated and alone. And then you go on the internet to look for solutions, to look for the best case to solve your own problems, because you have started observing this life as a problem to be solved, which is one of the biggest mistakes of humanity ever. Life is not a problem to be solved. Life is something to be experienced. That's the reason why many of these individuals who seem that they have just figured life out, they don't look at life as a problem. They look at life, as a thing to be experienced. But because you just want to solve life as one big struggle, one big issue, you tend to look for solutions. And then you see people who give you scripts on how to live life, whilst life cannot be really lived by what other people say. You see, I sometimes ask my friends some certain questions. For example, what do you want to do in the future? For example, you right now work at a dead-end job. You're just working there, toiling away. What are you gonna do after that? And many times I get hit with an answer that says like, I don't know. I haven't thought about that far in the future. There are also many of my friends who went to college. And then I ask them, okay, what are you gonna do after college? And they give me like some vague answers. For example, oh, I will work as this guy. Well, where? How? I don't know. But constantly when I get hit with answers back, I get those existential feelings in my own head saying like, how do you expect to achieve that in this economy? How do you expect that to work out, because there's this certain issue that is revolving around the planet? The job market is fucked, the dating market is fucked, everything is fucked, and the entire world is kind of fucked. How do you expect that to succeed? For example, after high school, I enrolled in the military because I didn't really want to work a 9-to-5 job, because I do not see that as a very pleasurable experience for me and for many other people. So I decided to try some military training to become a recruit and to see how that goes. And later after that, I started to work in the military full time, because once again, I do not know where to go. But I see people in the military and they actually kind of like it. They like it there. That's the reason why they are there, because they envisioned themselves as a militaristic person. So they decided to do that. And they're doing that with pleasure. But the problem with me, in this case, is that I have never envisioned myself as a militaristic person who follows a militaristic regime, who works as a military personnel. So that's the reason why I'm constantly getting hit with these existential questions of like, what am I going to do later? Because I do not envision myself 5 years into the military. Then I observe people around me who, for example, go to college, and they're actually kind of happy with that. And I'm questioning myself, how? How are you happy? Is that the genuine thing that you want to pursue? And they tell to me, yes. And that's a very good thing for them, if they're truly, genuinely happy about them. But I believe that many people just lie, because many people are also very lost in life. The conclusion how I found that out is that I genuinely just ask my friends about these deep, philosophical questions. And everybody just has hope. Hope in the thing that they just believe that it will work out. They just want to believe that it will work out. And that's the thing that keeps them going, is that they have hope in that thing that they are doing, that it will work out in the later terms. But the problem is, when you lose hope, you do not see an easy escape from that. You just see everything for the reality of it. You see, being hopeful in life is a very good thing. I understand that there are many black pillars who will say that being hopeful is a cope. I definitely understand that. It is a form of coping, definitely. But is it really a bad form of coping? Nothing in life is truly guaranteed. You can die tomorrow. You can lose a leg in like 2 months from like a certain car accident. You can lose everything in life in an instant because nothing in life is guaranteed. It just goes its own natural way. I kind of understand why they are not bothered whatsoever if things don't work out or things work out. And I kind of understand that because nothing really is guaranteed in life, why are you even supposed to like work for that? Why are you supposed to like implement 100% of effort into that? Because sometimes, this is a hard truth, hard work sometimes doesn't pay off. That's the reason why you have to be strategic with it. That's the reason why you have to observe many other things. And many individuals feel like that. They feel the exact same way. That's the reason why they feel lost. But once they bring up these issues, for example to their parents or to other people around them, either they don't care or they are just out of touch with time. You see, many people are hit with this experience of feeling lost in life right after they leave high school, right after they leave college. Because at these situations they truly see that their actions have consequences and that their decisions right now are completely onto them. They choose their career path, they choose what they will do in life, they will choose how their life functions, but they never truly knew how to do that. They never truly learned how to do that. That's the reason why I personally hate the education system. It's because it teaches you to not really operate life, but to be more of a slave, to like work at some certain company. But then you see many people on the internet who just suppose that they also have life figured out, and they drive Bugattis, they drive in yachts, they show many monies, they show that they're partying every weekend, and they just seem that once again they have figured life out, whilst you're out there struggling. Many individuals who are also very controlled in life by their parents until they move out to their place, they also feel that feeling of being lost in life, because their life was dictated by their parents and by their school, and they never truly had control in their own life. And at that moment, once they leave, they feel lost. So what is the solution then to just stop feeling lost? Well, the answer to that question is, I don't fucking know. First of all, I'm 21. You are not supposed to figure out life at that age. If you're also like, for example, 20, even 25, how are you supposed to figure life out? You do not possess immense amounts of knowledge or wisdom. You do not really understand how this world really functions. The only thing that you're doing right now is that you're observing around you what other people are doing. The thing is, there will always be segments in your own life where you will feel lost. Either after a breakup, or you lose your job, or you lose a significant other. Life will many times throw you curveballs, where you will not be able to predict what will happen. Many of the things that will happen in your life are the things that you couldn't really control, that you couldn't really even figure out that they were coming. So what really can we do about that? The only thing that we can do about that is just avoid it, mentally. By doing what? By having goals in life. You see, many individuals who feel lost in life, not just one time or 2 times, but constantly, every single day, they feel lost because they are driving their life on autopilot. Either they go to school or their workplace just to later go home and to consume. Either play video games or just do some pointless thing that doesn't really fulfill them. You see, in life you need to have some certain goal that is even beyond your own comprehension. That sometimes makes you question, is that even possible for me? Sometimes in life we need to have goals that are even beyond our own capabilities, just to dream. That's the reason why there's that quote, if you want to land on the moon, you have to shoot for the stars. You see, the human mind needs to be occupied with many things, just to function, because we are the only animal on this planet that constantly questions ourselves, on the conscious and the subconscious. I believe that that's one of the mistakes that you're doing. You're not really being active in life, you're just observing life, because you believe that something will happen that will show you the right way. But that's not life. That's not how life functions. Many of the things that you figure out in life, you need to be active in it. You don't need to only be observant, but you also need to be playing an active role in it. That's the reason why it is good to be hopeful in life. Because when you're so ingrained in the statistics and the facts, you believe that you will not make it. But who says that you cannot be that exemption to the rule? That's the reason why I started to learn philosophy. That's the reason why I started to pursue martial arts. That's the reason why I started to begin bodybuilding. It's to see how far my body and my mind can go. It is good to dream beyond your own capabilities, but it is very bad to be depressed about it if you cannot achieve them. Life is sometimes very confusing. One day you think that you have all figured out, while the second day you believe that you just don't know jack shit. So how do you really stop feeling lost in life? Occupy your mind with something. Occupy it to the point where it becomes your true passion. Everybody's just winging it. Nobody has anything figured out. They just occupy their minds with the thing that they're doing right now. Which means that they are being present. Because truly, it is over when you say it's over. See you in the next video.